That's a big pane of glass, I'll tell you that. Insulation out of this is no good. This is not going to work anymore. Time to get that out of there. It's a fairly simple job. I'd love to help out right now, but they only got 2 knives to cut out the silicone, so I can't help them. So I'm left-handed. Sorry, I'm left-handed.
Enjoying people working?
Yeah, this is not a day to be working like this hard. It's too hot out. I like to stand in the shade. This is nice.
Oh my God. Are you bored?
I'm just getting ready for this this install to go. Good morning, everybody. Today we're here in the beautiful community of Silver Springs, and we're doing a new window replacement inspection for EcolineWindows. The birds are chirping, the sun is out. It's a beautiful day to replace some windows. Let's go inside.
You bent your hood.
I know.
So you have to walk around a lot.
Too many donuts. Today got a pretty exciting window that we're actually removing and replacing. We have a very large bay window with 2 casement windows and a fixed window in between. It's a very large window, so it's going to be exciting to see how they take this one out and then replace it with the new one. This is a wood frame window it has an aluminum or metal cladding on the outside. So fairly maintenance free on the outside, but in terms of the energy efficiency with these older wood frame windows, there's not much there. So the newer triple pane vinyl windows that are being installed today, you're gonna get a lot more energy efficiency and good air sealing. Gonna be a lot more comfortable winter, summer, any time of the year. So they're just getting started taking it out, and we'll see how that process goes. So looking at this wood frame window, we can see the actual original wood frame with the brick mold around the perimeter of the frame itself. At some point in the past, someone installed this metal cladding just for essentially a more maintenance-free finish, so you don't have to worry about painting the wood every couple of years. So this has to all come off as part of to take the window out. But this would have been added on in the past at some time, so it's going to be coming out as well. One of the primary reasons why these older windows are quite leaky is the just quality of the weather stripping that's on these sashes. There's really nothing there to prevent any air leakage. It's very thin and it's essentially just doing nothing. The newer vinyl windows we're installing today have a very thick weather stripping on it. We'll show that after, and you can see how we'll be able to see how that will seal up the gap around the window a lot better and make everything nice and airtight. So what this is here is just essentially doing nothing. So this is one of the primary reasons why these windows are going to be not energy efficient at all. So.
Not a lot of
just
fun.
Waiting for all the action to start. So we've been going for about 20 minutes now. We got 3 professionals working on this window. It's going to take a little bit longer to get this one out. There's a lot of components, a lot of pieces to take out with these older wood frame windows. This is not a project you'd be able to DIY yourself. So we're just going to be ready to take off all of the molding that was around the window, making sure not to disturb the building envelope. The cladding, the bricks that are around, we want to make sure that those are all in good shape. And then once we have that window out, we'll be able to inspect the opening and get it ready for the new window to be installed. That's a big pane of glass, I'll tell you that. So we have our window completely removed, the bay window, and now we're just inspecting the opening. I can see this, again, this batt insulation we've talked about in other videos. This is a very thin just layer of it. It's become compressed and dirty. This isn't going to do any real job at creating any air sealing around the window itself. So we're going to be putting in that low density spray foam. Once the window is installed, that's going to really help seal things up. Looking at the window opening itself, we have the brick veneer that's been installed on the outside. Then we have our sheathing, and then our actual structure, the bottom sill of the window frame. Okay, get our insulation out of this. Is no good. This is not going to work anymore. Time to get that out of there. Put our level on the sill. Just have a look at the frame itself. Things are nice and level there. Be able to shim it up nice and good. Looking for any signs of water damage or rot. Everything looks pretty clean. This opening we're covered by a cantilevered section of the house, so there really shouldn't be any water that came in here before. We're fairly covered in, so it's not surprising that there wouldn't be any water damage or anything like that. Take my trusty pocket knife, poke around, feeling for any signs of softness or rot, and everything feels nice and good. So they're going to be able to shim up this opening and then get the new window in place. So the guys here are really taking their time to remove all the pre-existing silicone that was around the brick. A lot of companies might just cover this up and not worry about it because it is quite time consuming. They're not really getting paid to do this kind of stuff. So it's really nice to see that they're taking their time here and really cleaning all this up and making everything nice and fresh. So we're gonna have a brand new window. Just gonna be looking really nice. It's a fairly simple job. I'd love to help out right now, but they only got 2 knives to cut out the silicone, so I can't help them. So. I'm left-handed. Sorry, I'm left-handed. Another thing I see with this window opening, there's no actual drip cap flashing over top of the opening. In most cases, we need drip cap flashing. It helps prevent any water from getting in behind the window when it's raining or snowing, anything like that. Because we're so covered in here, and this is a permanent, this is a permanent part of the house. There's really no need for that drip cap to be installed. We can just go ahead and put the window in, and then silicone around that. There'll be no issue with that because there's going to be no way that rain is going to be getting in behind. Basically, coming in and up and over.
Enjoying people working?
Yeah, this is not a day to be working like this hard. It's too hot out. I like to stand in the shade. This is nice. So the installer's just applying a bead of silicone along the edge of the window frame. That's going to just help prevent any moisture getting in behind the window. Again, we talked about how this opening is not even really going to be a candidate to get water intrusion. But they're still doing the process, they're still doing the extra steps. So that's good to see. They're not just skipping over everything just because I'm telling them that they don't have to. Now we're applying our 3M waterproof flashing along the sill of the window frame. So he's just being careful to make sure that it covers that whole surface there. Again, with these older windows that were installed previously, there was no type of waterproof membrane flashing or anything to speak of. So we're just bringing this more up to modern standards, making sure that if there is any chance of water getting in, that it's going to be able to protect the sill of the window and not cause any damage or rot in the future.
Oh my God. Are you bored?
I'm just getting ready for this this install to go. I've been waiting a long time for this, so this is a big defining moment for my life right now. We're getting ready to put the window in place. This is the most important part here. We don't want to drop this sucker. That would be quite a disaster. So these guys are going to be extra careful to put this one in nice and safely.
But it's going to be a disaster for
We have
them.
PVC blocks there that the window will rest on. This will add some support as they shim the window in place, and then that'll make sure it's nice and level and plumb. We're just applying a PVC strip here. This will help to connect the windows together. We have our fixed frame, and then we're going to have two casement windows on either side. So we want to make sure that by applying this strip that you're going to be able to connect those two windows so that it's all going to function as one unit, despite being three different components. Okay, we have our casement window that's been just installed. So we have our casement window that's just been installed. We spoke earlier about the weather stripping on the old wood frame windows and how shitty it was. So we have our new window installed with, you can look at the stripping, it's actually double weather stripping. And it's nice and solid, and it feels like it's got, that's not overly stiff, but it's also not so soft. So when the window does close and compress, it's gonna create a nice tight seal. The hardware around the window is very heavy duty. It's all metal, there's no plastic. A lot of the newer vinyl windows are all plastic hardware and components. Double arm for the casement. Really solid, heavy-duty handle, and the multi-point locking hinges or clips really help to create a nice tight seal and also enhance security. So these are really nice, high-quality windows. Once the other casement is installed, they're going to fill in this large gap with foam insulation, and then they'll put aluminum cladding around the outside to cover up all the gaps, and that will create a nice clean finish. Because we're working with some awkward angles, this isn't a traditional window that we've been seeing installed where you would just kind of screw it in from the sides, and then we have the brick mold that goes around, and then we silicone that. This is a little bit more technical. Again, this is not anything that's going to be DIY. You need these Ecoline guys, professional installation to clean this all up and make sure that you're getting the most out of the money you're spending. Okay, we're in the trailer here, and we're just getting ready to bend some of the aluminum cladding. So this is more of a custom approach here because we're dealing with a window that's got angles and different bends to it. We need to do custom aluminum cladding to cover up all those gaps where the window's been installed. So they're going to measure it, and then they're going to use a bending tool to bend that metal so they get a nice sharp seam. We're going in now with our can of low density spray foam. This will help seal up any of those gaps, prevent any air leakage. So we're going to use a nice steady hand and apply it just along the seams and then inside the gap. And that will help to seal everything up really nicely. Just finishing up our bay window installation here with EcolineWindows. They're the only company I would recommend if you're doing a project like this. We saw today how complicated it is to not only remove the window, but install the new windows in place and make sure that they're going to be nice and tight and air sealed and not going to have any issues. So these guys are doing a great job. I'm Ian with Timber Pointe Home Inspection, and I'll see you guys next time.